Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches, mis queridos listeners. Bienvenidos a otro episodio de Yo me curo sola en Spanglish. Yo soy Liliana y tengo aquí a mi gran amiga y co-host, Irene. ¿Cómo estás, amiga?
I'm so excited. I'm so excited about this season. I'm so excited about all the stuff that we learned from the last season. I'm so excited of all the how much we've grown as people. We were talking about it earlier, and I also feel like I'm like another version of me today. Like I'm not the version from the last season. So I'm really excited to be here. Estoy tan emocionada y estoy tan emocionada de este season de traer like really, really cool, information and continue sharing our experiences because we got a lot to share, girl. You got a lot.
Absolutely, amiga. And today we're going to talk about something that we just were talking about a few minutes ago. Mirrors. Y cómo existen en nuestra vida. So let's go ahead and kind of get started with that topic. One of the things that I want to start off by saying is that what we see outside of ourselves, it's trying to show us something. And I'm not talking about the espejo donde nos ponemos chulas, porque mi espejo, si le preguntas qué me dice, dice, espejito, espejito, ¿quién es la más bonita? Y obviamente soy yo, right? I'm talking about the mirrors from a relationship, from an emotional standpoint. Y ese reflejo solamente aparece a través de las personas o situaciones, o conflictos que nos mueven, que nos incomodan, que nos activan. Like, nothing arrives nomás porque sí. There's a purpose behind it. So people, situations, experiences don't just come into our lives para estar chingándonos. They come to show us something. And algo de nosotros, algo que duele, algo que necesita nuestra atención, es por lo general lo que están tratando de mostrarnos. And sometimes that hurts. And I think that right now is a very difficult environment to be watching news, to be talking to neighbors, especially in our community. Pero la gran pregunta es, ¿qué nos está mostrando esta situación? Que aunque no nos está sucediendo directamente a mí o a ti o a las personas en nuestro hogar, duele ver. So what is it trying to show us? So let's talk about mirrors. So before we dig into that topic, I'm going to ask everybody to take a deep breath in and out. Porque lo primero que hacemos cuando reflejamos en algo incómodo es defendernos. We get into that defensive mode. And that's not being a bad person. That's just us being human. So as you're listening to this podcast, if you catch yourself saying, yo no soy así, or I would never do that shit, I want to remind you of one important detail. You defending yourself is not the problem. It's the fact that you're choosing to stay in that defensive mode without reflecting. It's that reflection part that we as a humanity need to improve on. So, este episodio, lo que estemos hablando tal vez va a doler y va a sacar esas emociones de, ay, yo no soy así, and that's okay. No tienes que identificarte con todo lo que vamos a hablar, pero si hay algo que te molesta, te incomoda, reflect on it. Whenever you bring that guard down from your own heart, your own soul, and reflect on it, you'll be able to understand yourself better. So, amiga, explain to us what a mirror is.
I think a mirror is when for example, the people that you thought were going to support you don't. And instead of looking at it like, but why don't you fucking support me? But thought you loved me, but I thought that I was doing this great, amazing thing. And I thought, and then you kind of turn it around and make it about you. A mirror is showing you that it's not about you. That a reason why the person or the people that surround you may not be excited for you is because you're reflecting something that touches very like closely on them. Algo que les molesta porque es algo que ellos quisieran tal vez hacer y no se atreven a hacerlo. Algo que tal vez ellos quisieran alcanzar y tú mostrándoselos es diciendo, ellos es percibiéndolo, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. Look at her. She does all these amazing things. And I'm not. I'm below that. And so yo me he dado cuenta que it's not about me. My amazingness and everything that has to do with me is reflecting something in people that they don't want to see in them. They have the ability, but they're too afraid. Something is going on in them that does not allow them to see it. And so instead of us seeing that positivity, we'll get stuff like, well, that's kind of a stupid thing to do. Well, that's a stupid idea. Well, that's not cool. Well, you're wasting your time. And then it turns like that. So yo he aprendido que eso no tiene que ver absolutamente nada conmigo. Y aunque yo estoy tan emocionada, también he aprendido que esa emoción no la va a compartir todo el mundo. And I have to be okay with it. And I have to like not take it personal. Yes. So that is another thing. That is another thing about mirrors also, that I think when we don't have the awareness to understand it in that way, we will take it personal. And we will turn it around in a way that que hace que tal vez la otra persona, like, we villainize it. And it's like, no, pero no me quieren. No, pero si me quisiera, me apoyara. No, pero ¿cómo? Like, you know, again, we're turning this about us. Like, what am I doing wrong? Maybe it's me. Maybe it's something about me. Maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe, you know, and we do this thing, right, where we constantly switch it around and make it about us. Y eso también se me hace muy importante porque poder tener esa habilidad de saber, like, I'm sorry that you're bitter, but that has nothing to do with me, you know? And you also learning, like I've had to learn that my excitement isn't shared with the entire world, because the reality that I'm living, the world that I'm perceiving is a lot different than the world that they're perceiving. We can't be in everybody's head and we can't make people love us, but you don't have to, because this is where you understand and you realize that as long as you are okay with you, you love you, you're good with you, you're not judging you, then you're going to be okay. Let them do that thing that they do. And then you continue shining and you continue mirroring that to them. And if them like I've had some really deep lessons that have to do with that, and with being okay with the people that surround me, like not judging them, because it's hurtful and it's painful when you're out there doing and achieving and wanting and being excited and wanting to change your life and just, you know, being full of excitement, and then somebody comes and tries to dim your light. It feels horrible. It feels horrible. It feels like they're dumping on you. But I think when that is the point where we discover where we're at, en donde estamos in our path, like that is like, those are perfect moments for us to know, like, what is this evoking in me? What kind of emotions is it evoking in me? Am I taking it personal? And if so, why am I taking it personal? So sí, los espejos sirven de muchas maneras. Y esa es una de las maneras que yo puedo, like just based on my experiences, eso es lo que me ha pasado a mí con, you know, una de las cosas que me ha pasado a mí con los espejos. Cuando yo empecé a hacer, you know, esto de podcasting, I didn't know anything. I was just kind of like a lady that had an idea, and I was just like, I have so many things to say. Why don't I create a podcast? I created this podcast. And throughout that time, something was happening. And I was changing and I was becoming I think my light started to shine a little bit brighter. You know, I just that's kind of like I can see it. And I remember just feeling like everybody's just gonna support me. Like everybody's gonna support me and everybody's gonna be like, yeah, you have a podcast. I'm gonna jump on there and I'm gonna guest speak and whatever. And then I realized that, you know, there was like one person that supported me. And then I came to the realization that I needed to align with other people, and how was I going to do that? And that was, for me, like, there were so many things that were scary. And that was one of the scariest things, like, to reach out. I didn't know how to do that. I was like embarrassed, and I was afraid, and I was like, me daba pena, I was afraid of rejection. I was afraid of somebody telling me, like, estás loca, like you're like, podcasters, you're not a podcaster, you're just a lady, you know? And all these things que todas estas, sí, comporta, eso no es de señora. Hablar de esas cosas no es de adult or a 50-year-old woman, whatever. Yo me dije un montón de cosas. So entonces when I started reaching out, I reached out to you, and I reached out to Annabelle Quintanilla too. She's fucking amazing too. And you guys were the two people that said, yes, we will support you. Like, we can guest speak on your, you know, on your podcast. I was like so excited about that. And I knew that I was going to align and people were going to come in, but I didn't know how. And I just heard about it. And I heard things from the things that I read and the things that I saw online, that when you're, you know, aligning, then you're just going to pull people. But I didn't know how that was because I never seen it before. And when you came into my reality, into my existence, it took me a minute after recording a couple of podcasts together, and this is jumping forward, that yo me di cuenta the reason why we aligned. And I did share this with you because it was like a really important time for me to see. And this is what I saw. I saw that you represented the woman that I always imagined that I should have become. You represented the woman that I was so sad about not becoming. You represented all that I thought that I should have been, that my parents wanted me to be, that my husband wanted me to be, the corporate executive woman, the chingona, the Mexican American woman that fucking fights, you know, lions with their words, and they stand up and you represented all that to me. And I was at awe and amazement. I was full of awe and amazement because I never thought that I could pull those type of people into my alignment because I didn't feel worthy. I just didn't feel worthy. I didn't think that somebody with that level of education could befriend me, because I'm like, well, I don't have that level of education, but I don't speak that way because I never worked in corporate America. So how? And so after I spoke to you, or actually right before I spoke to you, and I told you what I had come up with, me di cuenta that yes, I created this image in my head of a woman that was supposed to look like you, that was supposed to, you know, represent everything that you are. And that version of that woman in my head was haunting me. It had been haunting me all these years. And when I saw you, I'm like, well, you're still a person and you're still going through shit. You still have a lot of things that you're working on and that you've overcome. You're not any different from me other than this level of education that I created in my mind to be like so superior to me. And you're just like me. We're the same. We're the same. We have the same heart, and we feel we feel very deeply, and we hurt when the world is hurting because we're empaths and because we share this really unique, these really unique abilities. We share them. And that was a really, really, really big discovery for me. I'm like, tantos años, yo pensé que si llegaba a ser como tú, my life would have been easier. But then I met you and you're like, my life wasn't easy. Maybe it was easy on that part because I made more money and but I dealt with a lot of stuff. You dealt with things that I never had to deal with. And you became what you became because of all those experiences. And And I need to be okay with that. Like, if I wanted to become that right now, I could become. I could. Why couldn't I? And it was just these perceptions that I formed in my head of the way I should have been based on the things that I heard from my parents. No, es que esta mujer es bien chingona. Pero ¿cómo es chingona, pa? No, pues fue a la universidad y se sacó 2 masters. Y es bien chingona y ella se para enfrente. And I was just like, and then right away I would go like this. And I would be like, yeah, but not any of those things. And like, I guess I'm just not good enough. And it was horrible. It was horrible that I did that to myself. And I did that to myself. Nobody did it to me. And you mirrored that to me. You mirrored. And I was just like, I don't want to be you. I want to be me. And I want to learn how to harness those abilities that you have. I want to learn about having a good heart. I want to learn how to be a better human being. I don't want to learn on how to beat men up in corporate America. I don't care about that. I don't care about that. It's not important to me.
And college education, 6-figure salary, independent consultant, it's not going to give you a good heart. It'll give you great experiences, and it'll give you some shitty-ass experiences. Pero el corazón es lo que importa. And all I showed you was the good and the not so good of those things that you thought were high value items and you associated to your own personal value. Pero tuviste que darte cuenta que el valor más grande y más importante que tienes es tu corazón. And being connected to your soul. And that's the journey that I had to take through the corporate world to come to that realization. Al final de cuentas, no somos distintas tú y yo. But the stories, the people that surrounded you, helped you create that image that you associated with a high-value person. That you weren't there at that level. And I just came to destroy that for you. You're welcome.
I'm so grateful for that. I am so grateful. I am so grateful. And this is, when I talk about this, I'm just like, I could look at this in a bunch of different ways. I could have a different perspective, but I choose the perspective where I choose to believe that you came into my life because you needed to mirror this to me. Without you, I wouldn't have been able to realize that. And then I started like thinking like, yes, like this is kind of how it works. Like if I only pay attention, then I can learn all that I need to learn from whatever, like in any field, in any area, like even in education. I didn't think that I could do it, but then I went and I did it. And I'm just like, now I don't want to do this. I think I want to do that. Because I learned what I needed to learn. I learned that I was smart. I went to school to learn that I was smart. Porque este proyecto tiene que ver, like we've talked about it before, it has to do with healing. But I think the most important thing that's happening is that we are giving examples, real examples of how somebody like me is healing. I'm healing parts of me, girl, that I didn't know that needed to be healed. I'm healing them. And I am so grateful to be doing this in front of people that, are interested in observing my journey. Because yo así me siento como que siempre voy a decir lo mismo. Like, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. I'm just a lady that had a spiritual awakening, that started questioning things and just kind of said, what the fuck? That this doesn't make sense. And why am I not happy? Why am I always depressed? Why am I always depressed? This isn't normal. I'm not living. And then I just started questioning everything. And this is where I am now. This is just the beginning, but this is where I am now. And I think more than anything, like, alguien me preguntó el otro día, well, like, what's the purpose of doing the podcast? And I'm like, the purpose is that I get to do what I want to do. The purpose is that I get to do what makes me happy. It doesn't matter if you think it's stupid. It doesn't matter if you believe that it doesn't have any value. I believe it holds value. And that's all that matters. So, eso me ayuda para dejar de justificar like what I am or what I am not to people. I am what I am, and I own it, and I'm really proud of it, and I don't need to justify it. I'm just happy. I'm just happy.
Y esos espejos que vienen, they come to show us something, right? And sometimes it's things we're aware of, and sometimes it's things that we hide. Las cosas que no queremos ver. Y a veces ese espejo se nos aparece una y otra vez cuando no estamos conscientes del por qué o que son un espejo. But even when you look at the mirror, you do the work and the healing, vuelve a llegar otra vez una situación similar. And that's really the test. ¿Cómo vas a reaccionar? Are you going to go back into your old cycles? Or are you going to observe the experience and choose how you're going to react to it? Esa es parte de nuestro proceso de espejos. One of the things that I despised as I got more tenured in the corporate world was the hypocrisy. Me caía tan de la chingada. And I'd sit there and be like, I just got out of a meeting with person A. They talked about person B and how miserable and horrible they are. But now I'm in a meeting with person A and B. And person A está besándole el este como si fuera una nieve. I'd be like, why do we do that? Why does humanity do that? And I kept encountering that over and over and over and over and over. The icing on the cake for me was one of my last contract jobs. Escuchar a doctores decir, $3,500 is not enough of a profit for me to offer this type of therapy to my patients. And I was like, ¿que no te hiciste doctor para ayudar a la gente? ¿Porque quieres ayudarlos a sanar? And what do you mean $3,500 is not enough profit per patient? Cuando lo que estás ofreciendo a este paciente puede cambiarles la vida. How can you be a doctor but yet not want to help people because it's not enough money for you? Ahí, aparte de todas las experiencias que he tenido con sistemas y seguros y todo eso and what happens really behind closed doors, was like, why is there so much hypocrisy in all of this? When I finally got to the point where I started to mirror or see the mirror, it's like, all right, mi reina, estás criticando la hipocresía. ¿En dónde estás siendo tú hipócrita con tu vida? And I wanted to do this. Esconderme detrás de la almohada. Because when I saw how I was being a hypocrite, me dolió 1000 veces más que todas las experiencias que había habido en mi vida. Because aparte that I had hurt people along the way, I hurt myself. Yo solita lo hice sola. Yo solita me mandé a la chingada. Yo solita me puse en situaciones que me hirieron más y crearon esta versión de mí que caminó por la vida herida. Y con esas heridas aquí, right here on my shoulder. I did that. But yet, to the world, I looked like this perfect, corporate, happy, Mexican chingona woman that had everything figured out in life. Qué pinche hipocresía. That mirror was probably one of the most painful ones. And having to undo everything that I had undone, heal what I needed to heal, see those aspects of me, took me a long time. but it's what I needed to do to get me back to my heart, back to my soul, and back to that version of me that not only felt humanity, but loved humanity. And that's the other thing that this experience showed me. Yo misma estaba debatiendo entre, do I make this company money? Do I stay and charge an arm and a leg for my services? A cambio de no sentir el dolor de la humanidad. Because I was contributing to it. How can I not consider myself a hypocrite for that? Esa era lo que me estaba matando también. So when I chose my heart, I walked away from corporate. So, aunque ya he sanado gran parte de eso, siguen los espejitos de repente saliendo y viendo, how's she going to deal with this one? Right? So, espejito, espejito, ¿qué más tienes callado?
Se me hace que esos vienen siendo las partes de nosotros que, like we refuse to work on porque like you said, like it feels ugly. It feels ugly cuando nos damos cuenta. We're like, fuck, like I'm not who I thought that I was. I'm not the person that the world perceives me to be. I'm really not that person. Y cuando pasa eso, solamente eso pasa cuando tenemos momentos de paz, de serenidad, de stillness, y podemos estar con nuestros pensamientos para poder entender, like, who did I become? Who did I become? Who was formed out of all these experiences? Like, what version, became, and am I happy with that version? And it's so much self-analyzing that I think yo por eso, yo lo he dicho antes, que esta parte de mi vida que tiene que ver con despertarme, me va a tomar el resto de mi vida. It's not like, oh, I'm awake, like I become enlightened now. No, it's like the things that need to dissolve, they need to die for you to be, to become the real version of you, like your soul, like those things that you're not gonna exchange them for any amount of money because they don't have any monetary value, but they're so valuable. They're so valuable. Y a mí eso para mí es muy importante, de yo poder ser el espejo para otras personas de, you can do it. Like, you can do it. Like, I'm telling you. Yes, believe that you can do it and you can do anything. Eso también para mí me ayuda a mirarme en una manera diferente, como a mí me han comparado mucho y me han dicho personas, me han dicho, like, you're so childlike. And in the beginning, I used to take it so personal. And now I'm so, like, it's such a compliment. Like, I'm childlike. Yes, I am childlike because children have curiosity and children ask questions and children get excited about, a hug or love or anything like that. And I think we've lost that part about us. We've lost it.
Y para entrar al reino de Dios,
we gotta be childlike. ¿Verdad? Tenemos que ser como niños. Entonces eso no viene siendo un insult. I'm like, it's a compliment. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Entonces, like learning that is also a challenge in itself. So, entonces a mí todo lo que me pasa, pues a mí se me hace todo bien exciting porque yo así miro la vida. Yo así miro la vida como, oh my gosh, we're going to do something new. Like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. When I got on the podcast with you and I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. Because I actually feel like that. It's my inner child, like getting excited about everything. It's giddy. I'm always like that. And when I try to like dim that part of me, like I go into depressions and that doesn't work for me.
Times have we held ourselves back because we don't want to overwhelm everybody around us or be judged by those around us of how big we truly are.
Yeah. A lot. Right? A lot. Especially if you're really big. If you're really big, like, see. So, entonces, es importante entender esas partes de nosotros también y pues por eso para mí se me hace esto muy importante. Si yo lo estoy haciendo por mirarte a ti, por aprendiendo de ti, like every time we have a podcast, I tell you the same thing, like I learned so much. I learned something that I didn't know about me. And then when I go back and see when I go back and edit, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like who is she? Who is she? What version? It looks like my dad expressing himself. And I'm just like, ¿de dónde sale eso? Y por eso esto también, como lo he explicado, this is very, very healing for me. Like it's so healing because I've been able to see me. And that was the thing in season 1 where I take so much time to edit the videos because I'm learning about me. I see me and I'm just like, what part of me do I need to work on? How do I work on that? You know, do I need to work on it? Is it something that I need to work on me for me or because other people are telling me? And it fucking takes me forever. That's why I'm like, I'm not a good editor. Especially in
because you're doing both things at the same time.
Tweeted and that we turn this into a video podcast and not just voice.
Mm-hmm.
And so she expressed that she was a little bit uneasy about it. And so I gave her a couple of exercises to where I recorded a couple of questions and she had to record the response in video and send me her response. And so those are the videos that she's recording.
Yeah. So I think it was like a total of, ¿cuántos serían? Unos 5, I think. 5 videos. Yeah. And so I was just responding. And yesterday I saw the videos and she made me so sad. I was looking at me and I was just like, my body language was like so uncomfortable. And then I would try to get comfortable. And then I'm trying to answer the question, but you could clearly see it in my facial expression and in my body language that it's me está costando, you know? And I just looked sad. I don't know what was happening during that part of my life. I have to go back and analyze what was happening during that time because I looked sad and I could see me sad and I could see me not believing in me. And I could see me so like, el miedo. Tenía un miedo. And I was just like, I don't think I could do this. And I kept saying to myself, I don't think I could do this. I don't think I could do the video part. I could do the talking. I could do it because I've already done it. And then I did all these things in my head. And then, and looking at them, I was just like, dang, you were so scared. And I was, girl. Amiga, I was so scared. I was just like, no sé, pensé que people were going to laugh at me. Todo lo que nos podamos imaginar, ¿verdad? Cuando tenemos miedo. Todas esas cosas me imaginé. Y tenía me acuerdo que cada vez que I would reply, se me hacía como un knot in my stomach. And I'm just like, I think I sound stupid. And then I would record it like over and over. And I did so many takes until it kind of looked okay. But then I looked at it and I was like, But it's really interesting. And those like, those set of videos that kind of like propelled me into this direction of like, well, if I did that, then I could do it. If I was able to record that and you could see them, then I can record a podcast and people can see me. And I don't think it's going to be that bad. You know, so by the time that I was done with those videos, I had gained enough confidence to know that I could do this thing. Not that it was going to be the way that I imagined it was going to be, like I was going to be a perfect podcaster or anything, but I'm like, how am I going to learn to be a perfect podcaster if I've never been a podcaster before? I don't know,
and
right?
if you don't gain experience, right?
Exactly. I got to do it over and over and over and over. And it's the same thing I say to people. The only thing that you have to do is just do it over and over and over and over and over until you master it. And so I'm like, well, that's just what I'm going to do. And as the podcast continue to go on, I can observe myself feeling a lot more comfortable, a lot more confident. Even my ums, like los primeros, hasta de chulas pero mulas, it was always like, I was like annoyed with me. I was like, girl, practice. I was just like, you gotta stop. Yes. And practicing in the mirror and doing all that stuff. that takes work, but it was a kind of effort and work that I wanted to invest in it because I believe in me. Even in the moments that I don't believe in me, I still believe in me, if that makes sense. So thank you. Like, I am so, so grateful. I'm so, so grateful. And gratitude is like, is like pours out of me because I believe that without people coming into my life, without you aligning, without having these experiences, I wouldn't be here right now explaining what I'm trying to explain right now, which is kind of cool.
And just, I get another example of our mirroring effect. So those initial videos that were exercises for you to practice getting comfortable in front of being a camera. If you think about the image you have of me and the image you created of yourself that you should have been, that fear you felt was you seeing me going, oh shit, this corporate chingona, she's going to be very judgmental. She's going to do all these things because this version of Irene that you thought should have existed at this level wasn't truly really in your life. But you were seeing yourself through that version of you through me.
Absolutely. I had to tap into the version of me that became that. Because in some versions, in a version of me, I became a corporate chingona executive. Otherwise, I wouldn't have wanted that. I wanted that because, and I realized that I'm like, I wanted that because there was another version of me that is already living that. All I have to do is tap into that version of me and do what that version of me is good at doing, and I'm just like, I all I needed to do was that to be mirrored to me through you so that I could figure that out. And it's so amazing. Like, siento como que mucho del trabajo que yo hago tiene que ver con poder explicar, what happens during an awakening and what happens in the process of you understanding that you're a spiritual being having a human experience. And it's really, really important for me to try to explain it the way I understand it. But in order for me to be able to do that, I have to prepare myself to explain it to the world, because not just because I understand it this way doesn't mean that the world understands it. So entonces, esto tiene que ver con yo aprender. Yo soy siempre aprendiendo. Yo soy como yo soy el más faithful student. Si tú me quieres enseñar algo, like, teach it to me. Like, I'm craving information. Teach it to me because I want to learn it. Y yo siento que tú me has enseñado eso. Like, you have taught me that. Like, girl, like, you can do that. Girl, you can do it. Like, you all the things that I always thought that I couldn't do, I've already done them. I've already done them. I've been a chingona. Sin problemas. I have always been a chingona all my life. I've never not been a chingona. And for me not to believe that I was, I'm just like, that was a pretty big mindfuck. But I'm grateful that I figured that out, and I'm grateful that you point things out to me to help me shift my perspective. And so eso también es una de las cosas de lo que me importa mucho, que la gente que nos esté viendo, like, nos vea como real people. Like, I'm just a señora. I'm saying it all the time. Like, I'm a señora. I'm a señora that didn't believe in herself. I'm a señora that went through a lot of trauma. I'm a señora that, found education later in life. I'm a señora that became really curious. And now I'm just like, I'm this person that I never thought I could be, but I am. And so, I don't know, that is just, I don't know how much, like, how more real that can get. Like, it's real. I'm real. You're real. Y lo que tú vienes a enseñar is fucking wisdom. Like, it's this untapped wisdom, girl. It's untapped wisdom. And I'm like, son las cosas que si yo hubiera escuchado, si todas hubiéramos escuchado, the world would be different. So let's not worry about not listening, that we didn't hear it back then. Let's worry about that you guys are hearing the message right now. Everybody's hearing the message. I'm hearing my own message. I can do it. You can do it too. You can do anything you set your mind to it. To anything. You can make $1 million to try to convince people that they can do it. They do. We were just talking about that. Corporate America has figured out a way to sell us belief when it's all inside of us. Yes, it's in me. It's free. It's free. I don't have to pay anybody. I don't have to pay. So that's fucking amazing. When the biggest depression of my life, that kind of turned my life around. And I decided to, seek something outside of me to help me figure what was going on with me. I joined AA, and then I also joined Al-Anon. And in Al-Anon me di cuenta que todo lo que estaba pasando era porque yo estaba tratando de controlar cosas que yo no podía controlar, and it turned out to be about control. Like, I was there to learn how to manage my emotions and how to control me, because this was affecting me, even though I thought it was other things outside of me that were affecting me. And I met some really interesting people in Al-Anon, and I met people that kind of pointed to that direction of, it's all inside of you. At the end, it's all inside of you. You have the answers. You have the answers. You just have to tap into it, and you just have to figure out, what is making you unhappy, what is causing this unhappiness, where it stems from. And it just kind of goes in, it becomes kind of a roller coaster from there. And so yo siento que cuando nos pasan cosas difíciles en la vida, siempre empezamos a buscar outside of us. We always tend to look outside of us. It's like to try to look for confirmations of why my world is falling apart. Very rarely and very seldom do we have that awareness of looking inside of me, of looking inside of us. And when that came, and I heard somebody's voice say, just look inside of you, it's like, it fucking clicked. It was like a switch turned on. And then I thought, and I said, if somebody could do that to me, and if I could do that for a lot of people through this, I'm doing something that is helping me help humanity. So how fucking cool is that? Me healing me can help heal people. And that's how this thing expands. It's all about, it starts with me. Lo que yo digo siempre es, todo empieza conmigo. Todo empieza conmigo. Yo nomás puedo controlarme a mí. I am my biggest project. I am my biggest project. And so, y eso es lo que quisimos imprint on the last season. But in reality, like, yes, it takes a lot of effort, because we deserve a lot of effort. We deserve all the effort, that we put into ourselves. Entonces, al fin de eso, nosotros empezamos a hacer espejos. Vamos a empezar a hacer espejos para mucha gente, y nunca nos vamos a dar cuenta el impacto que tenemos. I don't think we're supposed to know the impact we have. We're just supposed to be. We're just supposed to be. We're supposed to take that example of the monks. Just be. Just be you. Just be you, exactly. Do everything that has to do with you. Take care of you, be responsible for you, be kind for you, do all these things for you. And that expands. And it just becomes, something bigger. It's fucking amazing.
Exactly. Pues, ¿qué te parece si dejamos a nuestros listeners with some points of reflection? If everybody takes a deep breath, think about this question. ¿Qué tipo de personas me activan más emocionalmente? Who gets me riled up? What type of people get under my skin? Think about that. Here's another one. And I think it's very common for us as women, as Latinas? ¿Qué parte de mí aprendí a callar para ser aceptada? So, to all of our listeners, se los dejamos de tarea.
Yeah. Let us know in the
Reflect on
comments,
that.
guys. Let us know what
Absolutely.
what you guys think. Let us know, what you came up with. Let us know qué les pasó en esa reflexión. Let us know because esto es importante.
Let's get the conversation started.
Sí.
Vamos a hablar.
Exacto. Siento que las conversaciones más difíciles son las conversaciones que tenemos que tener. Y a veces esas conversaciones son con nosotros mismas. Esas conversaciones son con yo mirarme y decir, like what happened to you, like, I'm not happy with me. I'm not happy with the choices I'm making. I don't like me. This is despicable. I'm a fake. I'm a phony. Like I put on this mask to go out to the world to be one person, and I come home and I'm somebody else. That's exhausting. It's exhausting. Y todas nos podemos entender que como mexicoamericanas lo hacemos tanto que se nos ha convertido normal. It's just normal for us.
It's a part of life.
Esa suerte. Sí, es la suerte que nos toca. Querían el norte, pues, esas cosas, siento que esas son las cosas que, like, we need to, like, start shooing away and, y hacer más conciencia, like, just look at you, just, like, look at you, look in the mirror and look at you. And you're going to see your soul, you're going to see something different, than what you're used to seeing when we put our makeup on. Really look at you. Absolutely. So thank you so much. Like, you're amazing, girl. And, and I think that, I don't know, girl, I'm just like, I am so grateful to be here. I am so grateful to be here doing the thing that I love to do. I'm so grateful to have the ability to express myself in the way I do, to tell you how much I love you, and to tell you that you came to do something for me that I didn't know that I could do, and now I could do it for myself. Like, if you did that for me, girl, like, I want to return that favor and share it with the world. And I'm so excited,
y por
very
eso estás
childlike.
aquí.
Thank you so much, amiga.
All right. To everybody else, si algo de este episodio te incomodó, if you felt some type of, like, resistance or something, your body just tightened or te dio mariposas en el estómago, if something reacted before your mind, don't try to fix it. Don't try to explain it. And most importantly, don't judge yourself. Just observe. Simply observe. Where and when you will find the response will be at the perfect time when it's meant to be found. Pero por ahorita simplemente obsérvalo. No trates de resolverlo. No trates de empezar a ver cuándo llegó, cómo empezó, what experience influenced it, who are all your mirrors. Just observe. And love yourself. It's okay. It's okay if you've realized throughout this episode que la cagaste y que siempre si eres así, como dijiste al principio que no eras. It's okay. Observe yourself. But most importantly, love yourself. You are perfect the way you are right now. So, amiga, vamos a cerrar este gran capítulo haciéndote la gran pregunta. ¿Qué aprendiste hoy en este día?
Hoy en este episodio, yo aprendí que no sé ni madres. Y lo pude probar hoy because I learned yet again something that I didn't learn, that I didn't know before. And I'm so grateful. I'm so, so grateful que no sé ni madres. Thank you, amiga. You're amazing. And thanks everybody for taking this time to stay for the whole podcast. Thank you so much for supporting us. Thank you so much for sharing. Our listeners have increased, and I'm so grateful. Keep sharing because como lo expliqué la vez anterior, if it doesn't resonate with you, there's a very good chance that it's going to resonate with somebody else. So if si te tienes la espinita, share it. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also find us on or give us comments in Instagram. Yo me curo sola. I'm gonna work on my technical skills to post more videos. It's a work in progress, pero again, thank you everybody for all your support. I'm so grateful. Este año lo vamos a empezar con el, ¿cómo se dice? Con el pie izquierdo, derecho, con el pie derecho. Lo vamos a empezar bien para poder traerles todo lo que necesitan. So thank you. This is your host Irene y con la hermosísima Liliana. We're here always to support each other, to support you guys, and we'll see you guys next time. Remember to be kind to you. Remember to be kind to everybody, but most of all, be kind to you. I love you. Hasta la próxima.